Hello, friends and family. I'm really happy to come to you. This means in this way, the subject I want to talk to you about is COVID-19, or the simply known as coronavirus. First of all, I want you to know that there is no reason for you to fear, as this pandemic, what we call it in our language, is not limited to one state or one little regional boundary or one country. This is a worldwide effect. Believe it or not, this is the first event in my life I'm experiencing. And I'm not ashamed to even tell you that I'm 49. This is the first time I'm experiencing this kind of event worldwide, that not a single country is escaped from the situation and the trouble and the effect and the aftermath of this virus. What the Bible has to say about it, I can tell you. This is very plain and clear, the biblical language. According to Matthew chapter 24 and verses 7, this is Jesus' word, and he said very clearly, "For the nation will rise against nations, and the kingdom against the kingdom, and there will be famines, pestilences, and earthquake in various places." The biblical language calls this particular thing as a pestilences or the pestilence. However, it is combined or coupled with what the word of God says is the nation will rise again and the kingdom against the kingdom. This narrative has been picked up from the Matthew chapter 24, when Jesus was asked by his disciples that what will be the sign of the end time. The end time sign which Jesus began telling them was about the world war. This particular event, if in my reading, in my study, is the next event after the World War II. World War I and World War II, those are the event. They were worldwide. Not a single country was escaped from the effect of the World War. This is the another event after the World War II, or after the ending of the World War II, where the entire world is affected by it. However, I want you to know one thing, that there is a hope in Jesus. Yes, there is a hope in Jesus. The Word of God, Jesus himself says this thing, that in this world there are many troubles, but do not be afraid. I am with you. That's number one. Number two, Prophet Isaiah says this thing, as well as in the New Testament. There are so many numerous places where Jesus and the Word of God says this thing very clearly, that do not be afraid. So if you do not know the Lord, this is the good time for you to know him. It is very plain and simple. By opening your heart and just confess that you are a sinner. Of course I am a sinner. So once I was in your condition and I accepted by praying the simple prayer that, Lord, I open my heart for you to come in. And from that day forward, I know for sure that Jesus is abiding in my heart. And I want to abide in him. So that's the first thing you want to take a step, that you want to call upon his name. And the Bible is clear that those who call upon his name shall be saved. So the book of Psalms, chapter 37, verses 5 says that commit your ways unto the Lord and trust also in him, and he will grant success. In order for your prayer to be heard, you got to know him. All right. So by simply calling out on his name, he will accept you. All right. So I hope and pray that you will open your heart and pray this simple prayer. There is a part 2 of this video, so stay tuned and we'll go forward. Thank you.